Good afternoon, everybody. It is February 24th, the last Saturday of the month. I am LiquidOtacon, and I am joined by ETPC and Lurker today. And,
Hello.
yeah, welcome to the Restoration Project dev stream. We've got quite a few cool things to go over today. A lot of it is some more of the changes we've been talking about to chapter one. I'm going to show off some more of the refinement of that, and then we're also going to go ahead and work on some of the new Dark Hotel that we worked on last week as well. Um, but something that's pretty cool before we get started here. So the folks over at the PC Gaming Wiki granted us a web page for that, and let me go ahead and bring down the standby screen.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, so I'll zoom in here a little bit.
A little bit fuzzy on the stream. There we go. Yeah, beautiful.
So the nice thing about this is it kind of gives us a nice centralized location, or I should say another centralized location for things like official downloads. You can get the
hmm
access to the ModDB site here and access to our source code here as well.
Yep. Hey, bad guy.
And then you can also get some, the other great things like further information, what they actually supports. We have things like our lowest hardware requirements on the page. And then the
Mm,
thing I like the most about it, I think, is we have a nice little section for how to fix different issues.
yes, this is going to be a godsend because, like, for as good as Discord is, I think everyone can agree Discord is a really bad platform for tech support when you compare it to something like a forum or a
Yeah,
wiki because Discord, it's constantly moving. It's never static. And even when you have static channels, like they just sometimes get ignored. So to have something like the PC Gaming Wiki grant us this article to allow us to put like all our fixes, all our known issues on there, like it's awesome. We cannot thank them enough. And yeah, it's going to save a lot of time. We can just point people to this and go like, here is what you need to do to get saving working. Here's why alt tabbing is broken. Here's this thing. And also at the same time, it gives us a platform for as we get more and more features online, more things fixed, we can update them and be like, no, we support this now. Hey, you need this now. Without needing to like, send out everyone messages or rely on other platforms. So yeah, it's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
yeah, no, I think it'll be another great centralized location for information on the project. So definitely
Yeah.
appreciate the folks over there to help us get this stood up and help
Yep.
us get it formatted and looking good.
Yeah. And it also feels like it's one of those things that just feels like it makes the project feel more substantial. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Like it feels like for someone to be like, no, this qualifies as like almost on par with something like Black Mesa, which we've talked before about how like that's kind of our target, our main inspiration in
for sure.
terms of like the quality level we want to hit. And for someone to see that and go like, yeah, this hits that, it's an awesome feeling. It's really cool. Hello,
Definitely.
Ben.
So
All
moving
right.
into some level design stuff today,
Oh,
we
Ungoliant's
have
in the
some.
audience.
Sorry.
Ung- What's up, Ungoliant?
Very sorry about that.
How are you guys doing?
Oh, hey, what's going on?
Not much. Just here to come on for the stream.
Yeah, no, welcome. Something that's nice you'll see is that Discord again decided to recognize DukeEd and Duke Forever as a proper app, so you can actually see who's talking again on screen. Definitely like that. It'll be like that at least when I'm in the editor, I think, because for whatever reason it detects
Hooray!
this main image here as a relevant screen. So the first thing we're going to show off is some of the changes to the merged Penthouse. So this is a combination of Penthouse A and a combination of Penthouse B, and this is a big, part of the entirety of the merged Penthouse suite, which includes rooftops, the study, etc. And as I was alluding to ETPC earlier, this is one of the first maps that shows off some. We're trying to add some extra variety
Wait.
to the game and the build, I guess. Oh, what's
Mm-hmm.
wrong? Oh, I thought you said
Oh,
wait.
nope. I said flavor.
Oh yeah, flavor, yeah. And so basically there is a variable here that, depending on how you play through the penthouse, the level actually changes. It's a little thing, but I think adding things like this to the game are going to really bring it a long way. And so I'll point it out when we go through it. We'll actually play through the level twice just to show off how it works.
Awesome. Yeah, I've been playing an in development build of this map, and like we were talking about before, like we're just the things we've changed like are substantial enough that it affects kind of the flow and mood of the map in such a positive way. Like we're really hitting that goal of like tension and action that you really, really want.
Right.
Yeah, like October says, still this is a big work in progress,
Yeah.
and everything's subject to change. So hopefully everyone by now understands that.
Yeah. So we're all pretty familiar with this part of it here. Some more work has been done in here. We'll just show that off too. Some gorgeous new texture work and redesign have been done back here.
Mhm.
Really appreciate the work that's gone into it.
Oh, hey, Muse. Or Mus. I always get that confused.
Even got a cool new thing that we'll show off later too. So for now, we can talk to her really quick. We'll do that.
Oh God, what's happening, dude?
Time to find out.
Dickwork says duking time.
Oh no, October!
Uh-oh.
Live demo!
Oh, no!
Oh my god!
That's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
So the floor is supposed to, the floor breaks out there, and then you continue forward on this path.
I was literally working this morning.
Yep. It's okay.
It happens. That's why we were a little bit late.
Wonders of working with Unreal Engine 1.
Also doing some really cool audio work with this map too, to have like just more moments that are less like that classic horror thing, the horror stings, things like that. Like really, again, make the map feel more alive.
Yeah, definitely really like how this area has turned out so far.
Yep. Yep.
So we've got to restore power to the part of the penthouse here. This guy here has got the fuse.
It's a more interesting puzzle versus just closing the oven, which a lot of people got stuck on. Like, because like how many games do you do that in?
Right, right.
Closing the oven to put out a fire.
Yeah, it is a little esoteric.
Yeah. I mean, it was a work in progress then, right?
Right.
Oh yeah.
It is a disaster out
So,
Las
The
Vegas
grand
appears to be
opening is
under attack from an
ruined.
unknown
Yeah,
source.
interactive tutorially.
Police
Yep.
said that they were targeting the grand opening of the Lady Killer.
oh, I like the changes to here. This looks nice.
Let's see if Captain Wolf with the EDF can help us figure out what's going on. Captain Wolf?
How much restoration project is complete? That's tough to say. I mean, we're redoing a lot of the first slice content, and we're aiming to our next release is going to have not just the first slice content, but like 5 other chapters as well, and in varying length, obviously. So there's still a lot of work to be done, but I think all of us internally feel pretty good about where we're going. I mean, I know that we show a lot of chapter 1 stuff on stream, but like rest assured, work is being done constantly on all of the maps. Position of subtitles. I think the subtitles in this map right now are work in progress. They're not like hooked up to our existing subtitling system.
Oh yeah, those subtitles look like that because they're system messages.
Yeah, not like our actual subtitling system.
Yeah, it's
So
not the
that's
actual
again work in
subtitling system.
progress.
It's just because it's loading through the editor.
Yeah. Penn says, something I thought about for the events I was daydreaming about maps is that the vents be dark and there be drops you fall down, so if you don't find the torch, you could fall to your death.
Eh.
Maybe later on. Maybe not being that mean to player this early on.
So, the sequence plays out how it normally does. She gives you the gun. After you stumble upon her, she just shot this snatched, which you could kind of hear as we walked up in the hallway. We were kind of talking over it, but it plays as you were.
Yeah.
The audio for it, you can hear it happen as you're coming up. And then we open the shutters here.
Yurt McYurtis asks, so why did you move?
Yeah,
oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. Yep. So you can see we open the shutters, and then she gets taken out. And
Yeah,
so
she gets shredded.
Yep. And so we'll play through the rest of the map here because there's still some more stuff to show off here. It's fun. So you can see this is the new some new rain effects that we've added. October's been working on this.
Oh, it looks so good. Will there be any way to save her? Asked Subtle Snake. That's something we're still thinking about internally, because, I mean, it's a very iconic moment, but also, we've spoken publicly about our desire for the potential for Duke, or at least a player, to be able to save as many people as he can. Okay, October says that she dies no matter what, so
Yeah,
okay, never mind.
Yeah, not her.
What I said.
Not her. Yeah, because I think, yeah, no, definitely not her.
She's a canon event. She has to die.
So just before we go outside, just to show off more of this here. So this is all, you can run across all of this and jump all around this. This is fully interactable now. Just showing the ship crash into the pool here. You can jump all around it.
Mm-hmm. Ben says, I saw before in level editor there was portals into the building. Why is it designed like that? That's just the way that like maps on Unreal are built around. It's basically it's a performance saving measure, so the game knows when to unload certain sections from memory.
So it's just zoning.
Yeah. It's not portals in like the way that like Prey or Portal work. It's a different kind of concept.
Yeah.
Don't know what it is, but art style is just a unique term in 2001 build. Yep, absolutely. Yeah. The art style in the 2001 version is perfect. No complaints, no criticisms.
So we go across here.
And your plan is to add secrets in the levels? Yeah, there's secrets already in the levels in the first slice, so absolutely.
So there's also been a little change to this sequence here too. Oh, fuck, of course. You get to see that sequence then too. We also added a falling
Oh no!
sequence. But that's okay, because this is a great excuse to now show you how the level can change.
Absolutely.
So now, we'll act like I did that on purpose. So, if we load back into the level here. We'll show that sequence off for real this time.
Oh, yeah.
So, we walk back through.
We've had so many debates internally about the flashlight. it's
Right.
it's such it's one of those things that like
Oh, God.
because you get night vision goggles later on, so why would you have a flashlight item? But at the same time, we always put you in darkness, so it's a balancing act, like all things in game development.
The eternal struggle.
Exactly.
So the level
97
plays
flashlight
out
shotgun.
mostly the same.
Also preface it with the last part of the sequence is getting changed for reasons, but the idea is the same, October says.
Yeah.
And Yura says, still puzzles me to this day. They turned the M16 into the chain gun 2011. Feels so wrong. I get why, because the chain gun cannon is more Duke 3D-esque, and 2011
That's where
is
it
more of a
went.
reboot of Duke 3D. So I get why they did it, but also, yeah, the M16, again, it's iconic.
So, now, if instead of just continuing forward, we double back,
Oh, that door kicking animation is so good.
and get into our office here,
Authorization successful.
we can actually pick up our pistol from here.
This look good.
And so, we'll go ahead and go through this too. Trying to see if we can't get into the study here. Oh. October, it's broken.
Broken in the wrong way. Oh no.
October.
Oh my god!
Oh, broke it.
Okay.
Yeah, October's they broke it. So what's supposed to happen is the statue moves, a door tries to open, but it breaks, and
Yeah.
the idea is like this is supposed to be the way into the Duke cave.
Yeah, we've shown it off before.
Yeah.
But that's fair. But so
Yeah.
we picked up the pistol already. So if we continue forward, back through the map now. First off, all these guys have woken up.
You gotta give the player something to shoot after all. They have a gun. Painting mist.
Painting mist. Painting.
I think the painting mist killing you is what October's
Oh.
saying. Vert asks, maybe it's been a while since I played, but they always jump like that. No, that's a new addition.
No,
That's
it's
still
a
a work
new
in
addition.
progress for our AI systems. We're trying to make them more kind of reactive to the environment around them. But again, it's always a work in progress.
I shot it. You're not
Uh-oh.
going to get me killed, October.
Oh,
Die on stream. It'd be funny.
Again. So,
99 ways to die.
like I was saying here, so we picked up our pistol already, and we've gone through. We actually had to fight our way back through the penthouse now, and now
Mm-hmm.
when we come back through here,
Luke, I see your hand raised in the stage. I'll let you come on the stage in a moment. We're just showing off this bit right here, but we'll let you answer your question in a moment, okay? Uh,
so now, obviously she still plays the dialogue. We have to get the dialogue changed, but if you have already picked up the pistol, she no longer hands you the pistol, and she keeps
Yeah.
it. which is big.
Player choice.
I don't know. I think that's huge. So if the player
No, that's
progresses
cool.
like through the level normally, you know what I mean? It's the normal level you've
Yeah.
played already through, basically. But if you double back, reward that exploration of the player going back and like, oh hey, there was a maid back there where the room was on fire. What happens if I go check on her now? Something has changed, and then because you chose this path, now the level itself has changed as well.
Yeah. No, I'm goofing, but that's super fucking cool.
Yeah.
It's so goddamn cool.
And now, of
But the fact that we
course,
can do that is awesome.
we enable
Uh,
this.
me-
So it gets taken out.
yeah. Unfortunately, she has to die.
She has
Sorry,
to die.
Eugenia. It's too cool of a death. We can't save you.
It's too iconic.
I have a question about the secret Hollywood Holocaust level. When I played Ghost G Secret or the secret room next to it, if I can't jump on the box, is that normal at the moment? And the enemies seem to get you too quick compared to Duke 3D. I know it's probably because of how the engine works, but is that something that's going to change?
Everything is a work in progress. I'm sure it'll be retooled. The level
Yeah, and
currently
also,
technically only has the equivalent of hard difficulty spawns, and it also technically has just. I think technically there are a couple spots I messed up, but it is more or less 1-to-1 with actual Duke 3D spawns. So there are probably way more
yeah,
enemies than what's appropriate for the Unreal version of the map. But again, that
for
probably
sure.
honestly will stay just
And also,
because it's supposed to be a flashback. I don't know. We'll see. Play
yeah,
testing.
and also to get onto the section with the RPG secret, you have to open up the dumpster because Duke's jump height is smaller than Duke 3D.
Yeah.
So if you jump up in the dumpster, jump up in the dumpster door, it should get you up there.
If you're playing the updated secret level that we made, it's like a box, if memory serves. Just a box you
Yeah,
have to jump on top of. Oh, come on.
just a box.
It's just a box. Fuck
Just
off.
a box.
Something that's cool, though, as you can see, the plane here is fully workable, so you can jump all over it. And even though I messed up, I was able to get back up.
Yep. It's slippery, okay?
Right, it's raining. Cut me some slack. And then here is a look at this attack here. Phased now by.
Oh God, save the game. Yeah.
There we go.
Hell yeah.
So yeah. So there's a little bit of the examples of some of the changes and, subtle player choice with the direction the player goes and the route the player chooses to take, and also some of the new enhancements to the Penthouse.
Hell yeah.
Great work as always, October.
Yep.
And then
Absolutely
also,
outstanding.
just to show something else that's kind of in the same vein, it's not exactly the same thing. But here is a change that we've done to study. So this one, as you can see, there's already a couple things that are a little different. Like you can actually now traverse the Emperor here. But, well, the only real good way to show you the other change is just to, play the level twice again. So we'll do that.
Oh no, you're gonna play more Duke Nukem Forever 2001? How could you?
I
What a
know. On this Duke Nukem
horrible
Forever
pain.
2001 stream.
I hate this game.
I despise it. I'm glad that 2011 came out. This was so trash.
Okay, calm
Yeah.
down.
Alright, so we're going to start, just without going through the beginning here, we're just going to start back here. So the first fun thing here is, like I said, this guy. Let me get up here. I'm going to have to trigger these guys, aren't I? Well, maybe not. Yeah. This guy is actually, instead of, you used to just phase through him before, because he was just a mesh. But now, let's see. Platforming. Oh, damn. But you can see now he's, oh, there we go. Yeah, climbable. He's actually a fully 3D model now. And, oh yeah.
Shadow of the Colossus mode.
Yeah.
So fun.
Yeah.
But, so here is where it gets a little fun. Don't want to talk to you right now, Bombshell. So, let's go ahead and check my email here.
Speaking of Bombshell, I just want to take a moment to say that Ivy is out of the hospital, just feeling better. She's still in a bad way though, but she's doing a lot better. So thanks, folks.
Yeah. No, thank you for that.
Oh my God.
So we've got, you know, wet and horny girls want you, of course, and oh, here we go.
Naturally.
My door code has a new password of 1491. That's good. So
Hey, Wump.
we'll go ahead and you know, squeeze through here and take care of these fools. Whoop! They don't take care of me. They might take care of me.
Oh. Don't underestimate the IDF or EDF.
Much better.
Oh, a little. What was that called? Freudian slip?
Yeah. We're gonna let that one go.
All right. So now, if I go up to here, do 1492, right?
Those guys must have changed my passcode.
I think it's 1491.
God damn it. Go away.
Lady Luck just gave you the finger.
Get out of here.
There we go, 1491. And then this, you know, we've shown this off. Let's see changes here. So now, if we do just a quick reconnect here.
Time to open a can of whoop ass.
Great.
Absolutely melting you.
Come on. Okay.
Groovy, bad. I'm the guy with the gun.
So now, if we go into my study here,
No time to.
I got a different spam mail. Word to the Duke.
Incredible.
And now, the entry code is 1401.
Explain.
So now, if I put in 1491, which was the last one,
Those guys must have changed
It doesn't
my
work.
passcode again. I better
we
check
have to
my
use
email.
1401.
Authorization successful.
Dynamic passcodes, baby.
And so this is just another example of some of the new techniques that, honestly, October, but we've been really cooking up. Reload one more time. One more time. All right, he says one more time.
Really wants a specific email.
Yeah, probably. Oh, unless he also fixed this, I didn't show it off yet. Because something we also talked about was making it so the Duke line, the voice line, stand in front of the Duke statue, changes.
Code. Until we get the code.
I think I know what the code is. I have a pretty good guess.
Oh, okay, he didn't incorporate the voice line change.
You're ugly.
That was something else we had talked about.
It's a chainsaw slash in the game now. Yes,
Yeah.
I believe so.
It's been in the game.
Yeah. Yep. Since Duke It Out, I think.
Yeah, I remember using
Nope,
the chainsaw
same
in
one.
their Duke Out matches.
Oh, it was a chainsaw slash. So you got the same one, October. I don't know if it's in this build I have in my computer. It's not in the build that it's in my computer. I do. That is a that isn't a work in progress branch though, where you can swing the chainsaw.
Yeah. So it's something we're working on.
All right, until I get the code, I'm only gonna give it so many tries here, October, especially because I don't know what, that I'm not in on the joke. I feel.
Come on, baby.
Oh, this is a
Give
different
us the
one.
code.
Check after the true vertical downline. Oh 0469 or 0496.
A winner is you.
Well, we got 2 of the good numbers.
It's okay. Keep rotating.
Who are we gambling now?
My
God.
favorite part of Duke Nukem Forever is the slot machines.
Oh no, it's
Hey,
that
look,
one.
kids love Gachapon now, so we're doing the best we can
Kids
to.
love Gachapon.
We need at least one slot machine per chapter.
Yeah. Pull a triple S rank bombshell.
Yeah. Oh hey, enormous penis growth.
Finally.
6174. I don't. October. I don't know what the joke is. I feel like the joke is now this.
Is number 0451.
Say the line, Bart.
Developer gamble stream.
1491. Okay. Maybe we should consider moving to something else.
No. This is good content. See, enormous penis growth.
Out of curiosity, did we write these spam messages, or are these 3D Realms spam messages?
It's a good question. I know that there were a bunch of pre-made ones that 3D Realms made.
Okay.
He may have just reused those.
Okay. Because I bet writing spam emails would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that would. I probably.
All right.
I'd need a little bit of time to
October.
come up.
I hate to
one.
say it, but I'm gonna have to call it.
Yeah, sorry. You gotta know your limit.
Oh my god, the limited edition Octobrain action figure. I got it for my collection. Alright.
Duke has the figures of the aliens he killed, but not himself.
Well, he's not that egotistical yet.
So yeah, just fun stuff.
Yeah.
And then stream was not
Stream
blessed
not
today,
blessed
sorry.
today. It was 0451, wasn't it? October, please confirm or deny.
Yeah.
Was it?
Was it? We may never know. You may have to find out and wait until the release of the shareware
Yep.
edition.
We're all gonna have to
Whatever.
find out together when we release on. Wow, my connection cut out there. That was weird.
Yeah, I wish. I
Hmm.
was gonna say, dude, I wish I had like a soundboard so I could play like a Discord disconnecting noise. You know? I'll try to add one in post if I
Train.
can remember.
Very loud train going by.
Yeah. So, we've shown off a bit of Dark Hotel here. And I know it's very dark right now. I am working on, this is
Hasta la
currently a
vista,
work in progress.
asshole.
I just am working on revamping all the lighting right now.
Yes.
So, right now, you come into here, these folks still attack you as they did before. Now, see, I've been redoing some of the fire effects here. Now, all throughout the hotel. Not only are there these fire effects, but these fire effects are triggerable, and they affect the player, so if you run into them, they will light you on fire. I'm working on adding some mood lighting.
I know I ask this every time, but yeah, we definitely toned down the flashing in this area, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was actually, I just changed that last night. So now,
Awesome.
the, I was looking at how the alarm systems work in real life, and the alarm systems in real life. Yeah, dude, I love the door knocking. Yeah, I'm a really big fan. I'm really glad that we figured that out. But so I looked at how the alarm systems work in real life, and they're I found out this makes total sense. They're for deaf people. Totally get that. They only flash every 30 to 60 seconds. So now I have set it so they flash every 15, just because I felt like it still needed a little more.
That makes sense, and I think that's way more reasonable than what we had before.
This will be closed up, but much like October's issue, this is just reversed. I just haven't sealed this hole up with movers yet. So the player comes through here. Everything's on fire. Harold is still here. Oh, did I just see him for a split second? I heard him.
Harold?
Maybe he fell down.
All down go boom.
So
Historic Hair asks, have you considered, is it possible to use the freeze throwers to put out the fires?
So with the way that I don't know. We might be
Yeah.
able to get that to work.
Maybe by the time the player has the freeze thrower, we can address that in around that time. But like maybe early on, when they don't have the freeze thrower, we don't really need to worry about that. I mean, I don't know.
Well, that's
That's
true.
For $1.
Yeah.
But
And if you want to all ammo it and test it and call us, you know, fake and phony for not making every fire simulated, then we'll take that out.
so I think it's a cool idea though. We could look at that.
Yeah. Just at some point we have to ship.
Yeah. So what will happen is that the floor will break out from underneath the player, and then you will fall into the burning part of the hotel. So you can backtrack back towards. So this is also if the player falls through these cracks, you can still get to the intended path, but you can't go forward here. It's blocked off. Again, I need to redo the light. I'm working on redoing the lighting. I'm trying to redo all the lighting. Some of what we're going to work on today, so that's why it's so pitch black down here. Oh, I caught myself on fire again. Oh, Harold is dead. Sorry, Harold.
Well. How do you even get down here?
Fell through a crack.
Oh God, Harold.
Yeah.
You're never going to see your boy at this rate.
So you can see that I'm stuck down here. I can't really get down, but you can see that I could probably get up that pillar, but all of this is on fire too. And the path back out of the main hallway is all on fire as well. And so I'm still adding more to this. I want to add a little more fire effects, but it's really coming together compared to just blanket sheets of fire like it was before.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're going to go through the hallway here. Kind of highlight where this is.
Good old power bypass puzzle.
Then now we'll wait a couple seconds here. We'll walk back over to here. Graves has got some good news for us.
You won't need to run around blind in the dark anymore.
New objective added.
And now, if we're gonna have to turn the night vision on because all of the fires that have been all around this part of the hotel have all been put out.
Does it imply that you turn on the fire suppression system?
Yep, is enabling the fire
Okay.
suppression system. So actually,
Okay.
if we go back here, this is the same old fire suppression system that it used to be in the Penthouse.
Okay.
And I tried to mark it with the red alarm. But now the player will fight their way back through here, and then you can use this pillar here to climb back out.
Awesome.
Oh, damn. But yeah.
The amount of times I've fallen down there when testing, I don't want to admit to. It's so easy to fall.
So yeah, and so that's what I've been working on, and what we're going to continue to kind of work on today.
Mm-hmm. What if we have like an ashy, like concrete texture?
For what?
Well, because yeah, if I'm looking at the bottom, is it implied that the carpet is already burned away from like the heat, so it's just the concrete that's bare?
Oh, like down here?
Yeah.
No, it's supposed to be because the floor collapsed.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
just supposed to be like rubble and stuff.
Okay.
So if we look at
Liquid asks, any changes to Casino as well? Different Liquid. Casino's being worked on by a different mapper, and it's coming along pretty well.
Yep.
But nothing ready to show quite yet. We want to make sure that when we show off Casino, it's really just like awesome.
Yeah.
Especially because Casino is a map that we did get some justified criticism for, and we want to address that criticism. Keep thinking that's a broken egg in that icon with a mover.
It's not?
Is it?
I think it is. I think it's a mover with a little trigger icon or it's an egg with a little trigger icon coming out of it.
Okay. Okay, I'm glad I'm not crazy.
So
Casino was fun, but the buffet definitely needed more selections. I don't know if buffet
I think
is
that was
planned to
I
be.
think that was a joke.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
you got me.
Yep. Debated.
How dare you take advantage of my trust?
I say
I need
right
more
on.
slot
But yeah, buffet is being reworked as well. Yeah.
Okay.
So something that was a discussion that was had earlier in the Discord. Someone was asking how enemy spawns work, and so I want to go over that. So, essentially, in order to make a spot where you've got enemies spawn, you need the most efficient way to do it is to have them spawn in via the trigger system. That way, their logic is not running at all times throughout the map.
Right.
So,
Because if the logic is running all times to the map, it crashes really quickly.
it can, yeah, and it definitely does. It stresses the virtual machine that the game runs on, and it's a lot.
Yeah.
So
We found that out the hard way.
basically, you can see here this in this map. Once the player comes through and breaks this threshold, essentially, these 3 snatchers spawn, and they are focused on this lady here. That's how this event works. And so these are our three main components. We have the trigger that causes the spawning of the enemies. We have, yes, Unreal is a virtual machine.
Yeah,
Essentially,
Unreal
it's
script, baby.
Yep.
Well, Duke script in our case.
Yeah.
Unreal
It's
and
still,
Duke script,
it's
I
still
think.
Unreal script. Yeah. But yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Unreal runs on a virtual machine. It creates a virtual environment in which the game runs on your hardware. It's a weird way of thinking about it, but it's yeah. So you have the trigger that sets off. It's what's causing the enemies to spawn, and this trigger is likely set up with a larger collision box. If we turn on this here and go to radii, you can see that basically, honestly, this should be kind of tweaked and moved just to make sure. I've never had it so it doesn't trigger, but basically, once the player hits into this space, it automatically sets off this event.
Yeah.
And so the trigger triggers the creature factory, which is back here. The creature factory is what dictates what is spawning. So you can see here, first dark snatchers are created, which are what the names of these spawn points are. So these spawn points correspond with this creature factory. And then inside this creature factory, in the thing factory properties, you can see under the prototype, it is set to random snatched. It is set to a capacity of 3, which means that this creature factory holds 3 enemies. Now, what this can mean is that you can set up one spawn point, and it will slowly spawn those enemies out. It'll spit like one out at a time based off of other settings you have here. So like we have covert, which means that these enemies will not spawn. So like if the player was somehow staring down this hallway when they triggered that trigger, the enemies wouldn't spawn until they looked that way. Um, uh, and falling just means that they'll fall into place and collide with the world properly. You basically want that always set.
Yeah.
And only player touch, which means that only if the player touches this trigger will this go off. And so you've got your trigger. Again, just one more time, you've got your trigger. That is what is causing the spawning. You have your spawn points, which are where your enemies spawn. And then you have your creature factory, which is what's dictating what is spawning. And you have all kinds of settings through here with like you can set how much health they have, whether or not they hate the player, whether or not they're snatched or aggressive. You can set what creature they're aggressive to or what actor they're aggressive to, etc.
Hope you're all taking notes. There'll be a test later.
Yeah. So I hope that that helps a little bit for anybody who is trying to work on, some maps in Dukehead or Unreal 1 in general, Unreal 1 and 2, I guess, technically. Um, uh, would definitely love to see some more content out of the community. So, yeah. And if anybody has any other questions like that, I can try to go over them in the streams. We'll go over one more today with someone asks how light switches work as well. We'll go over that as well. But for now, I think I want to work a little more on some of the fires and how the enemies are gonna come down here. Because the idea is what I wanted is that basically as the player is like coming out of here, I want some. I'll go ahead and do this so we can all see what I'm talking about without trying to squint. So as the player is coming out of this hallway, I want Snatch to be coming at the player on fire. That's the idea.
Ooh.
So I think it gives a really cool look.
No, for sure. I mean, and again, like if you go down the elevator, you see that floor is completely on fire, so it would make sense that Snatch should be on fire coming at you.
Yep.
Keyboard Warrior says instructions unclear. Duke cotton ceiling fan.
Thanks. That's good.
Ah, yes.
Classic.
A couple of comments. Duke Time to Kill asks any new build. No, not for a while, and our next build will be very substantial, so we hope it's worth the wait. Liquid says very cool. The triggers and creature factories are fun to mess with. And Historic Hair asks, is there any way is there any limit to the type of monsters that can spawn in each map? Like in theory, can you put something too large to the room in, or will the game not allow it?
Um,
So I think the idea of like, what if you spawn the Cycloid Emperor like a closet? Could you do that?
that's a great question. So, and I can actually show an example of something not working because of it too.
Ooh,
So
fun.
it's a little laggy here, but if we go back up here, we have this encounter here. So at one point in time, these guys were all a little too close to each other, because if I look inside of the spawn point properties, you can actually see that they have a safety radius.
Mhm.
And so what the safety radius means is that, exactly as it says, if there's anything that's within the radius of the spawn or of the spawn point, it will not spawn that creature in. So its radius is only 1 because we were trying. This is the scene where the player first sees one of the snatchers crawl inside of a host. And so we
Mhm.
want this to happen regardless of the tight spacing in here. And so the safety radius for this was turned down. But yeah, it's a great question. Yes. Again, that's in the spawn point properties under AI. You can see the safety radius. It's a great question. And again, if you want to see the radius of something, you can right click on the title bar here, go to actors and radii view. And then if I turn collision on, it should show me the radius. Maybe it won't for the actual spawn point. It does for other things, though.
Small interaction is really fantastic. It really shows the Snatchers attack the civilians. Yeah, I fully agree. I love that little event we added there in the Ducadet release. I thought this completely dynamic too. Like we
Yeah,
just put a Snatcher and a civilian in there, and the
and they do.
Snatcher
Yeah, the
infects the
AI does the
civilian. Yeah,
rest. Yep.
it's absolutely astounding.
Okay, so going back to this here. So I want to take all of these. I'm going to move them a little bit. And then I want to take this mover.
If anyone has any questions in the on the Discord stage, you feel free to raise your hand. I'll bring you up here to answer any questions. See a couple of people in the audience. Hmm.
So the plan here is I'm actually making a template for a bigger fire because I want a couple of
Gotcha.
those to splot down. So I have like some little fires set in places and stuff like that. Now I want to add some like bigger fires set in places.
Mm-hmm.
And then I probably want to finish building the mover for the bedroom, maybe.
So,
Originally, I was going to have it so that this is another thing, kind of, I guess I can ask, everyone's opinion here, but, basically the original thought was to have it so that the floor collapses underneath the player. But I've been thinking it also, like, if the floor collapses in front of the player and it's that big of a hole, maybe
mhm.
that's enough to, like, encourage the player to jump down.
Hmm.
Because that's the
I
that's the
wouldn't.
thing, is that I felt like, the player may not necessarily want to jump down because they look at the floor below them and it's all on fire. So why do they want to go down there?
Yeah.
Which was the original
Yeah.
idea of why it's just the floor dropping out from underneath you. Because it's just like, oh shit, now you're here. Yeah, I'll keep with my original idea and do it that way.
Maybe we could have
Game design.
uh, well, if we want to pressure the player to jump in no matter what, we could have similar to what we're doing in Penthouse, have like a little bit of fire chasing them.
Yeah.
That would put pressure on them. And again, I mean that's like the door problem, right? You want to force the player into a situation that they know is unsafe because if they stay there, they'll die.
Right.
MacGyver asked, was level of a fire suppression system to activate? Yep, we showed that off earlier. It's kind of the similar system to Penthouse A, where yeah, you're basically restoring power to the fire system or fire suppression system, and fires get put out. You could have Duke say a line, they have to jump down. We want to avoid having Duke direct the player. That's something we kind of consciously want to avoid unless there's no other choice. Because it feels like it's become a bit of a crutch in design as of recently. I mean, for good reason, because it's much cheaper than, altering geometry or reworking layout. But with the systems we're using and the scale which we're operating, it's probably easier for us to just adjust layout versus having Duke say, ugh, I guess I gotta jump down there. It's not a bad idea, but it's something we want to kind of refrain from if we can. If in testing we show that and no one's jumping down there, even if the fire's chasing them, then we can probably add a line. But yeah, and you're absolutely right. It was in Max Payne 2, other games around in the 2000s. I guess not just recently, but yeah, it's just something we consciously want to avoid, at least for now. Like what you're doing. Thank you. Speaking of other games, I was playing someone on the team playing a bunch of their Half-Life 2 maps. When I was playing it, I was just like, God, I hope when we release our next release, we have people wanting to do like. Well, I mean, it's not to say it hasn't been happening already. People have been made like single-player maps and stuff for 2001, and they've been actually pretty cool. But I really want people to start making like weird stuff, like almost like jokey stuff. Like I was playing one map where it's just like, what if the opening of Half-Life 1, but it's like 4 minutes long and you're on a timer, and if you screw up, you die instantly. And everyone's just like hurrying you and being rude to you, and like it was fun. It was goofy fun. And I want to see like people doing that for DNF because I was also playing some Duke 3D maps earlier in the week. I played a really cool map that is basically the Planet Express ship from Futurama, like done one-to-one. And like it had some problems. The design's really cramped. It was kind of easy to get lost, but like still the idea of simulating a fictional space from like another medium in Duke 3D is just it's so cool. And I want to see people doing that with DNF.
Yeah, I feel you. That's why we try to help people out whenever we can when they got questions and stuff like that. It's hard to keep up with
For sure.
sometimes, but
For sure. I mean, we're all
yeah.
humans. Let me see the Max Payne 1 maps 2001. That'd be sick. I bet you could probably achieve that. I bet you could make some of those Max Payne 1 maps in this editor. Well, not easily, because nothing's easy when it comes to making stuff for a game. But like, you could probably realistically make a good approximation of like, Roscoe Street Station or something like that. That'd be like a really cool thing to do.
It runs in like a modified Quake, doesn't it? With
Payne?
yeah.
No, it's its own tech. It's
Oh,
Max FX. Yeah. The
isn't
thing
that
that's weird though
maybe?
is that they made all their maps in like I think like 3D Studio Max or something.
Huh.
I could be wrong on that one. If I'm
It,
wrong,
it
someone
doesn't
connect me
feel like
or
a
correct me.
3DS Max kind of thing. It feels very brush-like.
Yeah, maybe I'm wrong on that. Maybe it did have its own level editor. I just remember. Actually, I remember Max Payne being the first game that had a mod scene that I was like super excited for because it's coming out of Half-Life modding, which was just like a golden age. we will never have a modding scene like Half-Life ever again. Like, we were so spoiled by that. So I was expecting people to make like entire custom campaigns in Max Payne 1 and stuff like that. And it just, there were some attempts, but not to the scale of like, again, Half-Life. And I remember looking into it, and making content for Max Payne was just kind of out of the scope of a lot of modders at the time. I mean, I'm sure it's changed since then. I'm sure there are probably some amazing like Max Payne mods and stuff, but like I remember the biggest one being the Kung Fu mod, and that was like, I hesitate to use the term like just a gameplay mod because it was still a very, very well made mod. But I was hoping for like more like levels. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, I remember looking into that and just seeing like, yeah, actually making entirely new levels and geometry in Max FX was a bit tricky. Naturals and EDF in there would be sick, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be adding. Oh, never mind. You're talking about in Max Payne.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And speaking of like the bestiary, I had someone reach out to me and ask me like, hey, like you're kind of relying a lot on these enemy types early on, and we do plan on like rolling out more of the bestiary as like the game goes on. We just don't want to have like all the monsters in the first chapter because then it'd be kind of boring, right? But we
Yeah.
also do understand some of the critiques about like over reliance on certain enemy types, and we're hoping that by modifying like Dark Hotel and Penthouse, that like some of those encounters become more exciting and engaging. And also, we're going to starve you of ammo more. We're definitely going to starve you of ammo more.
Yeah, there's lots of changes coming, and I hope that through these streams and some of the work we've been showing off in general, and it kind of shows that we've been taking a change to the approach that we took with levels in the first slice.
Yeah, absolutely. Mention the Kung Fu mod on Max Payne 2. Oh, that's cool. That's fun. I remember like it being in PC Gamer and stuff. It was like, yeah, this is cool.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's see. Now I got to do a little bit of cleanup here.
Mhm.
Take a bunch of these.
I've always wondered, like, I am by no means a map designer because, like, for a whole bunch of reasons, I've just never really gotten the art of it. But I've always wondered how fun it would be to, like, try to make, like, something simple in every engine that has, like, an editor out and just, like, compare and contrast. Like, I want to see what it would take to make, like, a new map in, like, LiquidOtacon 1.0 or something.
Sure.
I think that'd be, like, a really fun challenge. But then again, you might find very, very fast why people don't make maps for those engines anymore. Kind of similar to how, like, I remember reading about how the Wrath Aeon Strife developers were really struggling with like making really awesome maps in Quake because it turns out like a lot of like modern engines do automatic culling, and so when you're making maps in older tech, you have to like manually set out like where you're going to cull things, or else your map will just run at like 2 frames per second. It's just like absolute tedious nightmare. So heart goes out to that team. That's launching soon, isn't it? Like next month?
I'm not sure.
I want to
Not
say
familiar.
that is, yeah. Hey, Razor.
I just thought about, doesn't Far Cry 3 have a map editor?
Yeah.
It does, but it's like it's one of those map editors that's like you can never do anything like custom with it. It's always you're working with like existing assets,
Okay,
which
so it's more like a Forge. kind of like
Exactly. It's a
Halo thing.
forge. It's a time splitters esque thing. It's still neat. I see people do some cool maps in there, but like, it's very limited.
Yeah, I've only ever seen like maps that are just like a giant pit with a bunch of like elephant NPCs or something.
Good old Illusio pit. WoW.wad exists forever.
I have tried recently for the first time Far Cry 2, and it's not as brutal of a game as people talk about it as.
No, not really. I mean, like it when it's brutal for like justifiable reasons.
Yeah.
I I quite like Far Cry 2, although I never finished it because as much as I like it, when it asks you to just do the same thing on a different map, it just kind of loses steam for me.
Yeah, I didn't realize that I could use the bus for the first 3 hours, so I kept driving to every end of the map that they sent me.
God.
Okay, I think
Yeah,
Everybody
that's
hates
all
you
the new
in that
fires set
game.
up.
Yep. Yep. It's very like Morrowind coded in that regard. Whereas it's a game like it's a game where people just kind of spit on you even in like friendly areas.
Yeah. I mean, I know that there's a reputation system, but like these checkpoints, no matter what side they're affiliated with, they'll always end up shooting me.
Yeah. I mean, it's justified by the story. Like you're just a mercenary, right? You don't really have allegiance to anyone. But I also get like how it can get frustrating very quickly just going through a checkpoint that you thought you've already cleared out and it's repopulated. Like, ugh.
Yeah. Also officially sponsored by Jeep.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure Cheap loved having their game, their products in like this fucking amoral uh hellscape.
Ah, yes.
I wish
Actually,
brands would do that still. Just be in like video games that have serious tones and aren't just like Rocket League.
yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I've been so I never finished watching Breaking Bad. I I've recently picked it back up and I'm like almost finished it, and it's been really funny watching as like the show gets more and more horrifying. Like the brands start getting more and more visible. Like, oh, there's a Coke machine. Oh, there's like a Chevrolet, like a Dodge Challenger in this one. It's just like, what were those meetings like when they're like, oh, we have to have your product on here? Like, I don't know if you remember like the part where Jesse plays like Rage as if it's a light gun game.
Oh yeah,
Oh
that
yeah.
one's funny.
Oh God! Like it's a great episode, but that opening like instantly fucking dates that show. It's so funny.
Um, I do know that based off the commentary track, I think the first episode they talked about how they didn't want to use any like fake brands,
Yeah,
which is why, things like Cheerios and other things pop up.
yeah. Fruit Loops. Like I just have to wonder how they convince them. I mean, I'm sure they probably showed them the viewership data. It was like, this is how many people are going to see your product. And like, all right, sure.
I think the Cheerios thing wasn't talked about with anyone.
Oh, they
I
just
remember
did it.
correctly. They just kind of like left it in.
Oh, that's
It's
funny.
like, I think the whole thing with shows covering it up usually with like a fake brand is that they don't want to give free advertising to something.
Yes, absolutely.
So I think it was more just a case of we don't really care. It's kind of just a visual thing that looks better to be
Yeah.
real.
Gotta work on some of the culling, it looks like, for the fires, but I think adding the fires to the back here definitely added more to it.
Nice. And says I really missed light gun games. Yeah, light gun
Yeah.
games are cool. I need to figure out. So I recently got.
I buy
I
this
think I
for
mentioned
a
it before. I
dollar.
got a Quest 3 for Christmas, and I need to figure out because there is a thing you can do to simulate like It's a living room app
No.
that you can have a TV on, and the TV replicates like as if it's a CRT. And so you could like put emulators in that app, and you could have like say Time Crisis on that TV, and then your controllers are now just like Time Crisis controllers,
That's pretty
and you can
cool.
just play Time Crisis in VR.
That's pretty sick.
Yep,
Bro,
it's a wild future we live in.
I
Oh,
wish
the
I could
Pete.
have that. Oh, go ahead.
I
Oh.
really can't wait to see House of the Dead VR or something. That would be the. I would buy that in a millisecond.
Wasn't there a recent House of the Dead game? Like, was it Scarlet Dawn or something?
Yes, it was like a few years back. Then there was that remake that came out that it was so.
Yeah, the Forever Entertainment, I think, did that.
Yeah.
Those did that
Supposed
Panzer
to.
Dragoon remake.
Oh yeah. Look, they're supposed to do a remake of House of the Dead 2, but I think after the reception of the first remake, I think they're either putting that shit on hold, or they're they've probably either canceled it.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Yeah, which sucks because
Did I walk too
from
far?
what I've heard, the creator of House of the Dead, who's still making House of the Dead games, he wants to at some point make a proper first-person shooter out of House of the Dead. Like it's not an on-rails shooter; it's an actual like controllable first-person shooter.
Well, I mean, with Sega now going like we want to make all these old brands like Quad A games or whatever. Like, was it the Crazy Taxi is supposed to be a AAA game? Which
It is weird.
New
why?
objective added.
Why do that?
I heard that they're also trying to make that live service, and I don't understand
Yeah,
how that's even possible.
Oh,
99 taxis drop onto an island,
it's like all that
Oh my
and
fire.
they all have to get to the Pizza Hut
Extinguished properly.
before BD Joe consumes them. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm glad that they're reviving some of their older IPs, like say Shinobi and Golden Axe, but
Yeah,
I feel like it's not because they genuinely want to revisit their old IPs, and more because Sega, outside of like Yakuza and maybe Sonic, they're kind of strapped for other IPs.
yeah, yeah. No, I fully agree. Like they're and like they don't have the resources to start a brand new franchise. I mean, they tried with what was that name of that game? Scavengers or whatever?
Oh, Hyenas.
Oh,
Hyenas.
yeah.
Like
Oh,
they tried and everyone hated it.
yeah.
So
It didn't even release fully.
Oh yeah.
I
No.
I just remember seeing videos of people playing it and they were just tearing into it. And to be fair, like it didn't look great, but the fact that they spent what is it like 75 million on that, maybe more, and they didn't even like let it come to market and at least try to make some money back, like that seemed wild to me.
Yeah, it's absolutely nuts. And then you get into like all the obvious stuff they could do. I mean, for example, make Alien Isolation 2, and a
That will
bunch of
never
developers did
happen.
make Binary Domain 2.
That will super never happen. Binary
Oh,
Domain sold like 25 copies. I know
I
because I
know.
bought one. That game is amazing, and no one played it.
I know it sucks.
Big Bo deserved more.
Damn straight. I miss my
Uh,
French robot friend.
oh God, he was so good. Oh, I should play Binary Domain. Damn.
Damn.
This game was made by Alien Isolation Team. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's the worst part. What a
yeah.
gross mismanagement.
Well, oh, here's the thing, though. I think we have a tendency to blame publishers for like forcing like games as a service models on developers when like it sounds like from what I'm hearing, developers want to do these things because here's the thing. if you do a games as a service and it hits, you are set basically. Like you are printing money for all intents and purposes. Like look at like, you know, PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, Fortnite, everything like that. Like they are making money hand over fist. So I get why developers want to do it, but yeah, at the same time, it's just like I wish the economics were there that support like, what if you did like a single player game instead? But like it's not economically viable, especially right now. I mean, the stories out there of like, you know, money is tight until like 2026 at the earliest for games.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna have a battle pass. We're gonna have a cash shop. We're gonna have cosmetics. We're gonna have paid for DLC.
We heard you loud and
Uh,
clear. Yeah.
yeah, no,
We
don't
know
worry
you
about
want it.
that.
We know you want it.
Loot crates. Yep.
Don't forget we're going online
DNF
only too.
2001
Yep.
loot crates.
We're gonna have a roguelike card battling system. That's also a survival game. You're gonna kick down trees to build a house with your friends.
You're
And you'll be able to collect mystical creatures for you to battle with.
Yep.
you're
Oh god. God, like the rainbow high top for Duke. Yeah. Does anyone remember the Pizza Hut edit in Demolition Man? Yeah. God.
Yup.
God, that was so good.
Also,
It was such a bad dub. Like, cause I remember I watched for the first time. I acquired a copy of Demolition Man, and it had the Taco Bell bit in it, and it was funny. But then I remember watching it on streaming, and even though I'm just in Canada, where Taco Bell did exist in the '90s, we still got the Pizza Hut edit, which is very funny to me. So like you see them say Taco Bell, but like you just hear Sylvester Stallone go like, "I'm not going no Pizza Hut." Like it's so bad, but also I kind of love it. Like oh, Demolition Man's great, but it's also kind of shitty. It's great.
it's in that mystical little spot.
Exactly. Yeah. Or like it sucks, but you love it anyway.
I hope we can feature a pizza hub. That's my favorite little extra that parodies things.
Oh, Pizza Hub, yeah.
Yeah.
Whack Donald's.
Oh,
I do find it funny that we have now the Pizza Hub parody box, and we have the official source image for the Pizza Hut box.
Outstanding. We live in a wonderful age.
Yep.
Remake Nightmare Creatures 1. Yeah. God,
oh,
imagine Nightmare Creatures 1 in like the style of a Soulsborne. I mean, like
God.
you basically have off-brand Bloodborne, but people would want that. I guarantee you people will buy that. Even if it sucks, people want more Bloodborne.
Yeah.
Look at Liza P. The people demand it.
the game's
fact that
all right.
The Nightmare
It's
Creatures
okay.
1 remake got canned. It sucks.
Yeah.
Oh,
I bet I could see Steven getting into that. I could see Night Dive being like, "We're gonna do this." That seems like a very much like a game Steven Kick has like a weird amount of fondness for, and will like move heaven and earth to like recreate.
oh yeah.
I have so much respect for him because he basically runs a game development studio where like he's just like, "Hey, these games loved as a kid, let's just do them again, and do them like amazingly well with the most talented team of like developers who do remasters ever." Like, oh my god, like
The fact
God,
that
I
they
love.
managed to save the fact that they managed to make System Shock 1 like a thing that people remember now
Yep,
is miraculous.
yep. No, absolutely. I mean, before the enhanced edition, the only people played like System Shock were like System Shock 1 were like just complete sickos,
And
just
weirdos,
absolute sickos.
Oh yeah, you had to be fucking crazy in order to play
Masochists for sure.
original System Shock 1.
And like to be honest, the enhanced edition is still really hard to play, but like if you stick with it, it is. I think I mentioned this before, but it is so amazing how much the blueprint for the immersive sim was like there, present, accounted for back in '94. Like it was all there. The only problem was the interface, which was completely misguided. And they even say so now, like because their thinking back then was like, well, we have the keyboard, we have a mouse, we have to use every key and every button, don't we?
Oh,
Yeah, like
I didn't
Warren
even know
Spector
what that
mentioned
was.
that on a stream once. He's like, yeah, no, that's what our thinking was. We had to use every key. It's like mission accomplished, I guess.
Yeah.
uh, all
Um,
these quintuple A games. I am more excited for Sulaco and Wrath coming out next week. Does Sulaco come out next week?
No way. Hold on.
Hang on. Hold the dang phone.
Nah,
No,
Sulaco's not coming out next week.
May. May. This comes out in May.
what does come out next week is Dark
Like,
Forces remaster.
fuck yeah, it
Damn.
does.
I totally forgot about that.
Nice.
I am.
Honestly, I thought it came out already.
I'm so excited for that. Apparently, they were showing it to people at like Dice, and people were just like over the moon with it.
Yeah.
Kakatarn heads rise up. Yeah, I have a picture on my desk of me. I think I'm like 4 years old. I'm holding a copy of Dark Forces on Christmas Day, and I almost contacted a friend at night time, being like, "Hey, what do I have to do to get this picture in the game?" My brother was fucking like 1994 Converse sneakers. God.
It seems like Disney's loosening up on what Star Wars games come out now, which is good because we're getting all
Yeah,
these re-releases of classic games.
I think part of it is that no movies are in production. It's all TV. So like the Eye of Sauron that is like brand conformity is like not staring as hard. So I think we're gonna go back to an era of like Star Wars being allowed to be like a little weird and like freaky with it.
Mickey Mouse has
Yeah.
finally been allowed to die and
Exactly.
go to the
Yeah.
public domain, and so they're slowly like it's kind of like it's kind of like when after they get rid of Wormtongue
Yep.
in the Two Towers,
Yep.
and the king slowly like
Comes back to
comes back to
reality.
life. Yeah.
The new
I'm
indie game will be good.
Oh yeah, I supremely hope that trailer. I had never been more excited for something Indiana Jones for so long in my life.
Oh yeah.
I'll buy anything Machine Games puts out at this point as long as I get Wolfenstein 3 eventually.
I I mean, with that line of thinking, New Blood or Young Blood, I keep getting those mixed up. That I mean,
Okay.
I understand. I love.
Youngblood, it wasn't the worst. It was clearly like a weird experiment they did, and I'm kind of glad they did do it. But yeah, no, it wasn't good. But it was also, I don't know. I love Jess and Soph. I love the fact that BJ Blazkowicz's daughters was Beavis and Butthead. Like, that's incredible. That's fantastic. How dare you take that away from me?
People reacted. They're probably gonna either get retconned or just put to the sideline. I'm not really sure. I really do hope, however, that Wolfenstein 3 gives lives up to the promise of having modern Mecha Hitler. They have to do it.
They've been teasing it for so long. They have to do it.
If they don't, that means that like years of buildup and
Yeah.
goodwill will be wasted.
I think more than anything, I just want to hear Brian Bloom speak as BJ Blazkowicz again because, like, holy shit, Brian Bloom is a good actor. Just
Guy fucking nailed it.
I
Hard.
cannot think of a character that changed more in a more positive direction than what they did with the New Order, like what they did with BJ. Like, oh my god, like giving him actual character and pathos. Like, damn, and they pulled it off.
Oh yeah.
Like, I know people are like hot and cold on New Colossus. I personally quite love that game. I mean, like, is the map design amazing? Not good. It's not terrible. It's just kind of whatever. But like, I don't know. I love the audacity of that story. Like, it gets a little bit too silly, especially with like Super Smash. I wish Super Smash was less of this a punchline. But there's still some great moments in that game, like that section New Orleans with like the communist holdouts. Like, oh, Kino, baby, that's Kino right there. Yeah, Hitler peeing on the ground, missing the bucket. Ronald Reagan getting killed by Hitler. I mean, listen, I have to love that game contractually.
I didn't know Ronald Reagan was in it.
That's the theory that I don't know if it's actually supposed to be Reagan. People said for years like that's supposed to be Ronald Reagan.
Oh, he's actually the main bad guy.
No, he's one of the
Oh,
actors, like trying to in on the audition on Venus, trying to audition for like the role of BJ, and he goes like, "But mein Führer, I'm from Arizona,"
And then
and then
bang.
Hitler just shoots him.
boy.
But yeah, New Colossus is amazing. I mean, it's a great collection of cutscenes, if nothing else. Is that mean to say? Maybe, but like those cutscenes are amazing.
There definitely was quite a bit of effort put into them.
Oh my god, I should replay New Colossus because they did like post release they did put out a patch that like rebalanced like all the combat encounters and stuff apparently and like address some like map design issues, but I never played through it again. I should do that. I should play through it again. Yeah, Indiana Jones looks pretty hot. I hope they pull it off. I have no doubt that they will, but I feel like Indiana Jones is also cursed in some way, like especially recently. Like that movie did not do well in any like objective measurements.
I was about to watch it, and the last second, I think I chose to do. Not sure what it was. It's either watch a different movie or go to some other place down the road. It was like I was excited for it, but something
Yeah.
in my brain just told me, "Don't."
Yeah. Yeah, MacGyver says Dawn of Destiny was such a boring, lethargic movie. I think I'd rather watch Kingdom of the Crystal Skull again several more times. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know if I go that far, but like, it seemed very much like a movie that was made where no one really wanted to make it. Like, it seemed very contractual, everything about it. Like, it seemed like someone's some time limit was coming up and they had to do something with Indiana Jones. Coach Madam Web. No, no, thank you.
That movie came out and I didn't even realize. I thought that like there was just like initial trailers out by now, but no.
Yeah, the best part about Madam Web is the marketing buildup had oh god, what's her name? Dakota Johnson in interviews, and she was just coming like a hair's width close of just saying, "Don't go see this movie. It sucks ass." Like in every interview, it was
God.
so funny. Like she was saying like basically this movie is dog shit in the most polite way possible.
Jesus.
It was the most incredible marketing campaign I've ever seen. Have you guys read Dude New Glorious Bastard? I've only ever read the issue that came with Bald Steel Edition. I think I might have read through it eventually, but I don't remember. I know there's some great moments in that. I mean, Yo Shitler is an all timer.
Pussy. Uh, there was the Vietnam War panel with
Yeah,
yeah,
I don't. Yeah, that sometimes there are hits, sometimes there are misses. the
definitely.
Yeah, the intention was good. It's just I don't think everything about that is just not great. Duke Nukem talking to a black soldier about Martin Luther King and Obama. Like, fuck.
He talked about
Yeah.
Obama too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Listen.
weird.
It was the time. It was it was probably written in like 2008. I bet when like the election was fresh, everyone was still excited and had like hope for the future.
Yeah, it was before he, just continued to needlessly kill.
Yeah. Before The Rock continued to
Yeah,
sweep through the
right,
world.
right.
Yeah. Razor says regarding Madam Web, she fired her part booking person because she thought it was a Marvel movie, but the end was made by others. That's so she was tricked into doing it. That's really
Ooh.
sad, actually.
That's what it
Dakota
seems.
Johnson.
That's what it seemed like the Sydney Sweeney thing was too, because she was posting about how excited she was to be part of the Marvel universe and all this other stuff, and then it was like, well, technically, Marvel Studios isn't the one making this.
No. Oh,
I feel like they like
just
kept that till the very end just to be like the
yeah. Oh, that hurts.
And I mean, technically, they are a part of the Marvel universe, right? It's just
Yes.
not the same. They're not going to be rubbing elbows with Captain America anytime soon. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
well, not many
Yeah.
people will be for a while.
Well, that's fair. That's right. You know what I meant, though. I get it. Yeah,
Totally.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I know he
Oh, I
retired
don't
at the
think I
end. I
would.
saw that movie. That was like the last Marvel movie I saw. Actually, that's not
Oh
true.
yeah,
I
no.
saw the Spider Verse movies were the last Marvel movies I saw.
I remember going to see the last Black Panther movie with an ex and thinking it was all right, but it had like 7 different endings in it, and just the movie just
Yikes.
kept going. Historic Era asks, DNF questions. Sorry, I've answered before. Any plans for cheats in the game? DK mode or paintball mode as examples? Paintball mode you could probably. That seems feasible. There's nothing planned, but like, I don't see why we couldn't do that. Not
I
going to
think
say
the
we
idea
will,
of
but
like single player mutators could be cool like that. That's what I think that
yeah,
would really be, is like a mutator. Because they are
yeah,
like already cheats of some sort, but stuff like that.
yeah,
Yeah, that could be cool.
like unlockable mutators. That'd be
Yeah,
fun.
I wouldn't take it off the table, and that's not something we've like
No,
looked at, but it's a cool idea.
yeah, yeah. Oh, I
I
like
would,
that, and this is keeping in with the times.
Yeah.
I would love to make a mutator that makes it an absolute hell to beat this game. Just like every enemy comes with a devastator.
Wasn't there somebody who got a randomizer working?
Yeah,
Think
that
so?
it was the person who did the Deus Ex randomizer. It works with DNF, and
Yeah.
they said that like once DNF
Harold,
gets
no.
closer to episode 1 comes out, it's more polished. They want to do more work on it.
Cool.
Zero
Be
Hour had a better
fun.
story than Glorious Bastard in terms of crazy ass history moments. Yeah.
All right, let's see if this
Killing
worked
Chester.
as intended here.
I totally love a moment where Duke smokes a blunt, turns
Yes!
the blood to flowers.
Perfect. It worked as intended.
Yeah.
So now
Hell
the
yeah.
player naturally just falls down.
Who's,
All right, time to
who's
add.
Tracer Tone?
Tracer Tone.
It's Deus Ex.
Oh,
One
I
of the
haven't played
essential
Deus
characters in
Ex.
Deus Ex.
Lurker, you gotta play Deus Ex, bud.
I haven't played a lot of things or watched a lot
Hey,
of movies.
Lurker, these guys are crazy. You can start with the newer Deus Ex games instead of starting with the older
No, you
ones.
can't.
Yeah, you can. Because as fun as like look, as a person who grew up with the first Deus Ex, like I had this one friend who was obsessed with it. Like it's all we would I'd go over his house and it's all we would play Zork the Grand Inquisitor, and we would
Fuck yeah.
play that we would play Deus Ex. The shooting in that game sucks. The combat in that game sucks, and there's no way around it. And that's like the hardest thing. If you can get over the fact that it's like it feels like it's being pitched to you like a combat game, but isn't a combat focused game. It's fun. The dialogue is fantastic. The storyline is awesome. Like the environments and like the way it also pushes the Unreal 1 engine is very impressive and cool. The combat sucks. No one can tell me otherwise. No one's gonna sit here and sing the praise of the combat in Deus Ex 1.
I mean, I'll probably put it on my list after I'm done with Far Cry 2 and Max Payne 2.
I'm a fat
Fair.
diddle right now.
Look, I'm not going to argue that it's not a fantastic game. Like, it's a great game, but the combat is
I mean,
dog shit.
yeah, you're right. It's RPG combat basically. It's an
Well,
attempt to make RPG
yes,
combat
yeah,
in a model that they did not understand was not mappable to RPG combat. Like that's kind
fair.
of what they were going for.
Yeah,
Wait, is it turn-based combat?
no,
No,
it's
it's
not.
still like a first-person shooter.
Yeah, it's a first-person shooter, but okay, so like it's a
You start
first-person
off,
shooter, but if you're untrained with a weapon, then
yes,
basically your crosshair is like half of your screen, and it very slowly just centers in on whatever your target is. And the higher
yes,
your training is with a weapon, the quicker it goes to like a normal like spot. But at the very beginning of the game, yeah, exactly. Once you get the Dragon's Truth sword, you don't have to shoot anything. Yeah, you can just
yeah,
cheese the rest of the game with the Vibra sword you get. Yeah, but yeah, you have to train your actual weapon skill up, and then it becomes like palatable. But it takes so long to actually like it's a couple missions before any of your guns handle like that.
Okay.
Which is a choice. Like the game isn't bad. I'm not saying that. I really love Deus Ex 1 too, but the combat is just it takes away from the experience personally.
Shit, I also have that onto the list Sin because I still haven't beat that one.
Same. That's another one I have a hard time because of the way the guns feel.
where is that?
Yeah, it's a game.
I wonder if we're going to hear more about the Sin remaster this year, or if that's just going to stay quiet for a long time.
I mean, they at least gave us the whole update of like
Yeah,
management sort of changed.
yeah, they're night dive taking it internally, which like again, like I feel like after Quake 2, I trust them. Like Quake 2 is just incredible. Like I've been having so much fun with that remaster lately. Like, oh my
Oh
god.
yeah, I love just hopping into multiplayer matches on that.
The fact that you can just do that and just find people still playing it just makes me it gives me hope for humanity.
Oh man, we lost
Yeah.
2 viewers because I talk shit on Deus Ex.
Oh no.
Yeah, all the
Just
haters
kidding.
came out. I mean,
I refrain from having opinions.
October, something I have been thinking about is that open source version of UE1 that team is working on.
oh, the one that DP Judas is doing?
Yeah, that's so cool. I wonder how compatible we could make Dukehead with it, or Duke with it.
It's worth experimenting.
It's worth experimenting, yeah. Again, not that I really want to get away from, the spirit of working on a
No,
24-year-old piece of software, but
it would be nice if we could at least solve some of the issues we're having.
it would be interesting to at least see what they've done. Navigation points.
MacGyver says,
Spawn point.
sorry.
Sorry. No, you're fine. I'm just talking out loud.
Okay. MacGyver says, I feel like the most important game that should get a remaster remake is Jurassic Park Trespasser. Fucking absolutely. They were going to do a game like that, and then like Seamus Blackley was like contracted to start development, and then it just didn't happen.
Oh, man.
It was gonna be time with Jurassic World. They're gonna do like a whole fucking immersive sim. Learning that hurt.
I know.
There's a reason Seamus Blackley just makes bread now. He is out of video games.
He makes bread now.
Have you seen his bread tweets? He makes amazing bread.
That's awesome.
Can you buy it? Is it like?
No, but he
Damn.
posts his recipes, I think.
Oh, that's good at least.
Yeah.
I would just love for like, some famous developer to start their own brand of bread.
Listen,
American McGee White Loaf.
I know of at least 3 game developers who just post about bread now because they're so burnt out about the industry. So I'm sure give it about like 5 months, and I'm sure like somewhere in San Francisco or Santa Monica, someone will start like game dev bread chain or something. It'll probably be infinitely more profitable than any video game they ever worked on. Uh,
Yeah.
oh yeah, Jurassic Park Survival Horror games coming out. I need to look into
Oh
that.
yeah.
Just
I
Operation
kind of
Genesis. Fuck yeah, that's a great game.
the one that was at the Game Awards. I mean, it has a good idea, probably, but just the
It's a
frame rate of
survival
the
game
only
though.
gameplay
I just
wasn't
hope to
great.
God that we'll get a Spouse 12 to shoot Velociraptors with.
Oh yes, I
But
hope that they don't do the sexist thing that even the movies did of like women can't use guns.
that was such a weird choice.
Yeah, especially when they have a line about like stop being sexist. Like,
Yeah, right.
Mighty Foot Productions is adamant that women can, in fact, use firearms.
yes,
We are united in this view.
bring up the Penn
yeah,
and Teller bit with the pink guns.
Compound Fracture. Is that still in development? Compound.
Yeah, Combat Fracture's still in development. It's just
Okay,
really
yeah.
quiet.
I mean, that game looked amazing every time he shows it off, or they show it off.
Oh yeah.
Like, that looks like some real crunchy, like, PS1 looking ass. Like, it looks like Alien Resurrection, honestly. That's what it looks like the most. Yeah, that game looks sick. Has Penthouse shows, yeah. Nuns with guns. Xbox logo was inspired by sour bread. Yeah, I'm gonna guess that's the fact, MacGyver. Not searching Compound Fracture on YouTube without mentioning game probably brings you some
Nah,
bad places.
nah. Sorry for that one, mate.
Yeah,
Phew.
we all have to learn sometime. Sourdough bread. Oh, I can go for some sourdough bread right now. Damn.
Damn.
I made a warning about that in the games team discussions. They got pinned. Jesus. Only bread I know is money. That's right, Wump. Get that paper. Yeah, October, you're absolutely right. I mean, I think Gabe even said once that like Trespasser inspired them to like use physics in Half-Life 2. Like Trespasser is a weirdly extremely influential game for like a game everyone hated when it came out. Like it kind of had a massive ripple effect on the industry as a whole. I just wish there was an easy way to play it now. Like I know you can like mod it and like patch it, but like I've had such mixed luck on those kinds of things. Like,
Oh yeah, there's some trying to patch games can be the most sketchiest thing at times.
yeah,
Like,
loved it, still do. There is, it's playable. Okay, you're gonna have to walk me through like getting a good version of Trespasser running then October. Trespmod. Trespmod is what I tried though, and I couldn't get it running. Maybe it's just I don't know. Maybe I did something wrong. I have a bad habit of like trying to get games working at like 10 minutes before I go to bed, and then I break something, and I'm like, why did I break it? And then I wake up the next morning, I'm like, oh, it's because I didn't like do this one. I didn't change this 0 to a 1. That's all I did.
Classic.
Classic moves.
yeah. But speaking of patched games, I think if I'm not incorrect, it might have just been that I have like the perfectly okay settings to run the game at. I don't think you need to patch Far Cry 2 anymore.
No, No, it think it works out of the box. I mean, you can like add like overhaul mods and stuff, but like the ones I was looking
Yeah.
at, they changed way too much. Like, I wish I wish overall mods allowed for more like a la carte options. Like, hey, maybe I don't want AI upscaled textures everywhere because it looks like
Oh yeah.
trash. Or hey, maybe I would like post-processing effects. Maybe I want some of these things that you don't like, but I also want the things that you changed. It's like I wish it wasn't like a binary choice.
That was the thing with Max Payne when I patched it. It came with an AI upscale without even stating it in
Ugh,
the download.
gross.
Um, but yeah, I remember Far Cry 2 for a while. A lot of people said that there's a problem with like NPCs bouncing in the game out of the
It's only
box. Like,
if you have your frame rate too high.
yeah, I learned
Like,
that now that it was like
yeah,
144 hertz is apparently the perfect thing to get it every time.
yeah.
Which it's funny, pogo stick.
Serge Tanakian voice. Probably completely mispronouncing that dude's name.
Um,
I think it's
Wish you got
Tonkian.
remasters. What's that?
I think it's Tonkian.
Tankian?
Yeah.
I've never actually heard his name said out loud before. Despite being a System of a Down fan since like the turn of the century, I've never
Since you
actually
were an
heard
angsty
someone
teen. Yeah.
was.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not a phase.
Right.
I wish you got remasters of Operation Genesis, Trespass, and Warpath Trust 30th, even the Lost Post 30. God, Warpath. Warpath is really funny. It's like a 3D Primal Rage. It's kind of fucked up though. God, it's so funny to think of like there was a time when like people were just making like jank ass fighting games on like really huge franchises as like tie-in games. Like, could you imagine that now?
Right.
Like, like it sucked, but it was also really cool. I don't know. The stakes were just so much lower. You could put out a game that sucked and didn't sell well, and you could still have a job. Yeah, Star Wars fighting game, Master of Terras Kasi. What if Tekken but Star Wars?
whoa.
It's not the worst idea in the world. I can see why that pitch got greenlit. But yeah, execution lacking. Also, you make the best part about that game is when you select what was it, the character Thok, and there's a character called Horror, but the announcer is like low bit rate and clipped. So when the announcement comes on, it says, "Now fighting Thought versus Horror."
Hell yeah.
It's like great.
Great.
This is why I boot up Duck Station sometimes, just to do things like that.
Okay. Got my spawn point down. I think it's under trigger.
Who did a Peter Griffin laugh?
Maybe. I'm blaming it on Fortnite.
Freaking sweet.
So we all unlock the Peter copter, and then we all just do the Peter laugh as we're on our way down.
Oh God. Hey, speaking of Disney, what do you think about that investment to Epic?
Oh,
Everything about that announcement seemed bad, honestly.
my
What,
hopes of a proper Unreal game have plummeted to zero.
what was the specific comment that like the final line, this the most disgusting thing ever? Where is it? Trying to find like what they say. Yeah, here it is. In addition to being a world-class games experiences and interoperating with Fortnite, the new persistent universe will offer a multitude of opportunities for consumers to play, watch, shop, and engage with content, characters, and stories from Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, Avatar, and more. Just fucking putting the slop in the trough and just shoving your face in it like the pig you are.
Hell yeah.
Oh God.
Family Guy reference in DF 2001 RP. When did Family Guy air? Was it 99?
99.
Yeah.
So we could theoretically, not that we're not that we're promising, but we could do that, yes.
That's a scary thought.
Peter Griffin forgetting how to sit. That's the only one I accept referencing.
The
And
question is,
taxation.
what episode is that from, and does that meet our
That was one of the
Oh, yeah,
early
see.
ones. I feel like that's season 1.
Okay, then well, you heard it here, folks. We have we can reference season 1 and season 2 and parts of season 3. Season 3 was 22 episodes? Jesus.
It's the lifetime of some shows in their entirety.
Right? Do you remember like how big a deal it was that Family Guy got put back on air?
I didn't
Okay,
get to
hang
hear
on.
about it personally.
When? When
I
did the
think that was
Peter
a
Death
little.
pose happen? Okay, 1 second. I'm on it.
Oh,
God.
Peter Death pose origin
Yeah.
episode. Peter falls down the stairs. Season 5. 2012. We can't do it.
Damn.
Can't do it,
Oh,
October. Sorry.
boo.
It's
We
just
could, however, we can reference Krillin in Dragon Ball Z doing the pose.
Okay. Now we're stretching it.
Was it Krillin who died? His face down? I don't remember who it was. I'm pretty sure it was Krillin. No. No, it's Goku doing that. What am I talking about? No, see. Oh my god. Yamcha.
my favorite Nickelodeon show.
Yamcha, thank you, Hair. Sorry. I haven't watched Dragon Ball Z since I was like in elementary school, so. Yamcha, Dad. Let me just double check. This is part of the working on Duke, is figuring out what you can do jokes about.
Get to work. Okay, jeez.
just being canonical to this.
All right, here we go. Let's test the new combat. Let's see if I did everything right. Close that. Click this out.
1989? Wow. English air date 2005? I didn't know the Dragon Ball Z was that far behind in the US. That's wild. I'm gonna say that makes a cut. I can see the argument that someone 3D Realms was like buying Dragon Ball Z fans of VHSs like in the 90s and found out about the Krillin death pose. I could headcanon that into reality. Just watch me. Someone 3D Realms definitely knew Miami Mike and what he did at Dragon Con.
New objective added.
All right, come on. Let's see if we can get you home without getting you killed, Harold. Come on. Come on. Oh, buddy.
It's absolutely weeb shit in DNF, yes. I mean, the original Duke-Ed startup was Ray from Evangelion, so yeah. And again, I will point out that if you look on the Prey intranet, one of the stylistic references, they were like, we need to hit this level of like quality, was like, we want the monster design to be as upsetting as Ucho Sokodoji. So yeah, they're weaves from day
For
one.
$1.
I'm sorry to say.
Yeah, when you're trying to reach like Uratsuki Doji level of screwed up, you know you have some Class A weeps on your hand.
Well, it looks like
Yeah.
the enemy spawned properly.
Hell
Although
yeah.
his wake radius needs to be adjusted.
Only a weeb can enjoy Duke Nukem. Yes, absolutely. That's the true test. If you like Duke Nukem, you like anime. If you don't like Duke Nukem, you like anime. I'm not doing it every
Oh,
time.
that's cool. So we got both sides, the burning snatch coming at the player. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks cool.
We'll come through this way. Come and disarm the power for the fire.
Now I'm imagining a world where, like, this game came out at a Japanese dub, and Duke Nukem was voiced by the guy who voices Kiryu.
I'm not
Could
the
you
lady
imagine?
who does Goku.
What's that?
Not the lady who does
Have good
Goku.
news, Duke. You won't need to run around blind in the dark
Okay.
anymore.
Maybe that too.
New objective added.
So now, when I go through here,
Kuriwa Nukem Duke
Some
desu.
motherfuckers are always trying to
you
ice
basically
skate
have to use the
uphill.
night vision goggles because there's some guys to ambush you here now.
Buzz off.
All the fires get put out. Still gotta work on some of the lighting. But I'm getting really happy with this. Oh, yeah, I gotta fix
Yeah,
that
this is coming
still,
together
too.
pretty well.
As far as the combat goes, I mean, does it need more than that? I think it's a lot better than like the shooting gallery that it was. Now that it's kind of like
Yes.
there's like purpose to like the fights you get into.
Yeah. No, I think that's a good amount. The only thing I would say is the where you see the enemies coming at you, are you gonna like put something behind that wall to make it look like they're coming from a certain area? Because it just,
Oh, over here.
or is it, or just, yeah, or does the smoke cover up so it looks like it's just a empty void?
Oh, I'll duplicate this right here
Okay,
and then bring it down.
gotcha.
Excuse me. What's gonna be the easiest way to do that?
Trevor says, don't forget liquid variable. Wake radius is in our future.
Oh yeah. Thank you for reminding me to look into that. I need to find a good way to like I want to be able to like sit down and then have like a checklist of things for myself to work on. I really want something like that, and I haven't really found a way to. I haven't really
Doesn't
found anything that satiates that yet.
Yeah, there's something. What is the thing that? Hang on. Have you tried like Notion?
Not familiar.
I want to say that's might be what you're looking for. It could be wrong though. Yeah, the Notion does checklists. Yeah, create manage your to-do list with Notion.
Can I use it on like my phone and my computer?
I'll DM it to you. I'm
Okay.
pretty sure you can.
Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome, bud.
Yeah, because I really need something like that just to help keep myself organized.
Yep, iOS and
Especially
Android, Mac and Windows.
Awesome, especially since I work off of like multiple computers throughout the day.
Yeah. No, I feel ya.
nice.
Star told me to watch Cowboy Bebop's Duke fan. I
Oh,
can see
yeah.
that.
Cowboy Bebop is.
I mean,
That's
it's
one of my favorite.
it's generally incredible. Yeah.
Yeah. All of it
I
too.
should.
Make sure you watch the movie.
I watched the movie first before I ever saw the series.
Interesting.
Yeah, because they're playing the dub at theater near me back when it came out, and I was like, oh, I've heard about Cowboy Bebop. I'll go see that, and it was fucking incredible.
Yeah.
But I didn't watch the series till like 2 years later.
Hmm.
So it was really weird. And then
Interesting.
I watched the movie after that. It's like, oh, this makes a lot more sense. In terms of bad gameplay suggestions, how about a call from Graves reminding Duke he can put some toilets to regain some health? Duly noted, Hare. We'll take that into consideration.
That's Duke. Remember, you
Duke,
can
don't
relieve
forget you can
yourself.
piss in toilets.
Yeah.
Walk up to the toilet and push the action button to start pissing.
Action.
I love when games have characters say the action button.
Yeah.
Hideo Kojima games.
Yeah.
Tomb
Yeah.
Raider?
My specific favorite is Half-Life Opposing Force, just implying that there's like a button on your body that you have to press.
Yeah, it's what they have on the PCBs. All the HECU Marines have to use that button in order to open anything.
Yeah, they can't communicate or do anything. They have to press the action key on their chest.
Yeah, my go-to example is Metal Gear Solid. When the colonel calls you to just inform you about like basic play control. Fantastic.
Snake, you need to use the you need to use the analog stick to move forward. Analog stick. What's that supposed to be?
Look at the back of the CD case for a codec number. That tripped me up real bad as a kid. Like,
I only had access to the PSN version of Metal Gear Solid 1.
oh.
Longest time I didn't know the code.
So what? There's like no solution if you do it on PSN?
Yeah, no. No, you had to search it up. I had to search it up.
What?
Well, don't they?
Say
Doesn't
it then.
I thought the PSN games came with a manual, like a
But it's on
virtual
the back of
manual
the case,
or a digital
remember?
manual?
No,
It's on the
they
back of the
don't.
box of the
Yeah,
CD
yeah,
case, not
yeah.
the manual.
Weren't the manuals usually for PlayStation games also the cover, like case
Not
art?
well.
Eh,
Sometimes.
I mean, wait, I have one next to me.
Sometimes they were.
I
I
get it
think
though. Either
more
way,
often.
like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, if you keep calling Campbell, he'll give you the number.
Oh,
Oh,
interesting.
okay.
I need to buy a new PlayStation case because my
He gets pissed. I never knew that. That's really
case is
cool.
broken.
Yeah, I've really been meaning to play through Twin Snakes, and I say it that way because I've beaten Metal Gear Solid 1, but it's funny. So I beat Metal Gear Solid 1. That was the last one I beat after I beat 4, and I beat it by going back to, I had found my I had gotten another PlayStation 1, and I still had my original copy of Metal Gear Solid from when I was a kid, and I still had my memory card, and so I was like, okay, I'll boot it up and, like, play my save or whatever. Yeah, I was a half hour from the end of the game, like, apparently for going on like a decade and a half. And so
That's incredible.
I just played the rest of the way through it, and because I was a little kid, I beat, and playing it as an adult now, I beat Metal Gear Solid 1 very proudly on easy.
Oh yeah, buddy. Listen, that you're still seeing the credits. That's what
Yeah,
counts.
I got this Alaska. I still got to see the cutscene where they ride off to Alaska.
Yep.
David. My name's David.
And they
I-
never used that name again.
I
Yeah.
wanted to say, yeah, like that always confused me. It's like, okay, like, are you literally David Hayter? Is that what you're saying? Because that's how I read it as a kid. Because I thought the bracket, because like I was a stupid baby idiot. Like I thought the brackets, like these are their real names. So I thought Solid Snake's name the entire time was David Hayter.
Here we
Which
go.
I mean, that's true.
I mean, in
That's
my
canon.
heart,
Yeah, exactly.
I tried to pose it right.
Oh God.
Okay. Finish lining that up properly. I'm trying to think of what else this needs. It still needs something, I feel.
Oh, it fucked up the arm, didn't I?
Other than some lighting tweaks still. It still needs something.
Need some sauce. Have they fixed that MGS remaster yet, so I can play MGS 3 for the first time? Or is it still like mega fucked up?
I don't know. You know what? It was such a mess that, and regardless of how big of a fanboy I am, I never bought it.
Yeah, I can't blame you. I mean, they seem like pretty cheap ports for the price they're asking.
Let's see. It's only $20 right now, apparently.
Oh, really?
Apparently.
Master Collection fix. Apparently, the fixes are getting better. Oh, it's haven't fixed the post processing though. So if I play it like 4K, the post processing will be fucked up. That's too bad. Hopefully they fix that. Duke, press the use key to crank that by Soldier Boy.
Come on, Gordon, crank that thing.
Oh, okay. No, I was wrong. It's $60 if you want just Metal Gear 1, 2, and Metal Gear Solid 1. It is $20.
Oh.
Well,
Yeah.
you technically also get Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake.
Right. Or I'm just saying, there's a fit girl who probably
I get you.
has
Yeah.
probably has some cool packages waiting for you to just check out.
I'll ask this fit girl. I'll see what
Yeah.
she has for me.
Yeah.
I've heard that if it looks like it stops for a while, just leave it alone. Liquid!
Snake!
Metal Gear, huh? All right.
Listen, it's not my fault Phil Spencer won't put Fable 3 back on Steam, okay?
Yeah, right. Fuck him. No, but seriously, give me
Oh, come
Fable
on,
2 on
October.
PC.
Like, you'd think with them building up to like the Fable remake that they've done
Hey.
that by now. Like,
Hey.
put Fable 2 on PC.
October. I have a jewel case copy of Metal Gear Solid 1. I have a normal copy of Metal Gear Solid 2. I have a substance copy of Metal Gear Solid 2. I have a copy of Metal Gear Solid 3. I have a substance copy of Metal Gear Solid 3. I have the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection for the PS Vita. I have Metal Gear Solid, the Legacy Collection for the PS3. I have the Metal Gear Solid 4 Collector's Edition. I have the normal Metal Gear Solid 4. So, like, yeah. I have just about every way you could play Metal Gear Solid owned physically.
But do you have the graphic novel for PSP?
Oh, thank you for reminding me. I have Metal Gear Solid Portable Ops. I have Metal Gear Solid Acid. I have Metal Gear Solid Acid 2. I have Peace Walker.
Yeah.
Yep. I have Peace Walker for the PSP, and I have Peace Walker through the Legacy Collection, technically.
Chats, at least they're not mad. They're just
Yeah.
goofing.
What the hell kind of question is that?
It's Wump. That's just how Wump is.
Split the stream in two.
Aw, boo.
East and west.
That's okay.
Nobody knows sure is great to get low attention.
Oh,
Oh
I
my
think
God.
it's just my internet. It's not.
Okay.
I haven't gotten a message stating I got a strike or anything like that. I'm pretty sure it's just my internet.
Yakuza family, the Konami is allied with us on their way as we speak to your
Oh,
location.
email from Twitch. No, I'm just kidding. It's somebody following. Um,
Hey, yo!
but that does appear to be all my internet can handle for some reason. I don't know what's happening.
Uh-oh.
Like it's saying it's at 6,000 kbs.
Uh,
It says poor internet connection detected, even though my bitrate is at 5,700 kbs. Yeah, I don't know.
Fuck.
Yep, it's just acting unstable. I mean, is it? Am I still connected? Does it?
There's a screen up, but it says it's live, but nothing's happening.
Gotcha. From now on, I'm gonna go ahead and enable the disconnection protection.
Okay.
I'm gonna do that.
People are still hearing us on the stream.
That's good. Sorry, folks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Sorry
don't know
about
what
this.
happened. Ugh, I
I
was
think we lost.
just having fun.
Yeah, we're just goofing, and the internet said no.
Hey, there we go. Now we're no recommended changes. Everything's coming up excellent now. It's connected here.
Oh.
See if I move around, if it starts moving around.
When you upload the archive of this, you should bleep out "Fit Girl." Honestly,
Ah!
might not be the worst idea in the world.
Ah! I didn't do anything.
Okay.
I didn't do anything.
Fair enough.
I
Fair
just
enough,
told
fair enough,
people to
fair
check
enough.
out, I didn't even tell people to check out
Listen.
anything.
The situation
don't
deteriorated.
buy anything.
I didn't say that either.
Stop consuming. Just stop it.
Cease.
If we do any more product placement,
I don't
don't
want to
kill
talk
us.
about it anymore in case they take the stream back down.
Oh God. Yeah, Michelle, buying, owning piracies and stealing, absolutely.
Twitch is cool with a bunch of kids getting addicted to gambling, but
I mean, that's just safe and healthy. God,
I
what?
love Counter-Strike.
I can't actually see chat anymore.
Oh. Wump, I hate you. Whenever I get a message from Wump on Discord, it's just the most, like, cursed shit ever.
Oh boy, is it okay to ask what it was?
I'll post it in dev, in the goof channel.
Okay.
What are you, a bleeder?
I don't want to think about General Graves saying kitten.
I'd buy this for $1.
Give me your kid.
Anyway.
Oh no, Harold. You're already halfway to your son. Keep going.
Harold, you can do it. Speed of shoes.
Come on, buddy.
Get that shit out of here.
Come on, buddy. This is your fault.
He's having trouble.
I'm having trouble.
I love that movie.
Just sitting there fucking drooling all over himself, bro. Alright, whatever.
That's not very nice now, is it?
Guess you're not gonna get reunited with your son.
I love the ending of that movie, how abrupt it is, and it's just we're only
Oh,
human,
yeah.
and then just ends.
Get your best spin team on the job. People got upset that like Robocop 2 just like openly calls OCP fascist. I literally do not understand the critique. Like, how can you not agree that OCP is fascist as fuck?
They've always been that,
Yeah.
that they were originally written to be.
They're literally like corporate neo-Nazis.
Have you seen the director's like other movies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, based on what's been talking about on Twitter recently, maybe they haven't.
Yeah.
Paul Verhoeven movies in Twitter. Have you seen the recent discourse about
I
Starship Troopers?
That is the most bad faith fucking discourse I've seen in a while. Like, the idea that like, ugh, I don't even want to talk about it. Like, it's just so openly, transparently trying to get people up, like, angry at someone. Like, whoever posted this has a fetish for getting yelled at. I'm not gonna include myself in their fun.
Yeah, you know
I'll
what?
have to go searching for myself, I guess.
It's the same shit since 1997. It's like, did you know that Starship Troopers is actually a critique of fascism? Only this time it's a guy saying, actually, Starship Troopers' fascism is good because that's the
Oh.
fucking world we live in now. You can just say things on the internet now, and no one can stop you.
Great.
Oh yeah, no.
I have good news.
I mean,
dude.
what are
You
they
won't need to
gonna
run
do?
around
Call the
blind in the dark
police
anymore.
on the internet?
Oh
New objective
God.
added.
I'm calling the cyber police right now.
Exactly. Like, remember when there was supposed to be like those bully hunters for video games? And,
Yeah.
like, everyone laughed at them because that is the most like
Oh my God.
and dumb idea.
They got like 2 streams before they stopped doing it altogether.
Oh yeah, I mean, the fact is you can't police the internet. It's impossible. There's too many people, too many places, and furthermore, too many people that are definitely gonna be on the troll side than anybody actually trying to do anything.
Yeah.
It's more fun in the public eye. It's more fun to screw around than to be a moral paragon, as it were.
I will say it's been getting better on the internet at times. Not always, not every end, but
It depends on who you run with.
New objective
it was
added.
like it was the video that the Are You Guys Going Trick or Treating is from. That video, the people online are just the words they use would not fly in most communities even nowadays. So like I'm at least happy that we don't have those sort of no words being used.
Hmm. Lots of gamer words.
Yeah, lots of gamer words.
Cool, cool, cool. Wump just said Johnny Test was Duke pre-T, and
Hmm.
fuck.
Boy.
I despise what you just said.
Listen, I am just conveying a message.
I know.
Yeah, I don't even know. I don't even know.
Testosterone. Listen, Wump, you're not the first person to speculate on those things. I'll tell you that.
You know, it's perfect because like it's kind of like how Indiana Jones, he named himself after his dog so he wouldn't be called Junior. It's Dookie, Duke.
Well,
Oh God.
I know that we're just basically coming off that technical issue, but we've also been going for like 2.5 hours, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I think I'm good. Oh,
We're
so
hitting the time of the stream where I start saying horrible things. That's when you know we have to
oh,
end it.
that's not why I'm dumping us
I know.
entirely. Let's see here. one last thing while I'm remembering. I need to set their wake distance to like 32. There we go. Go ahead and save that. Real quick, show us something never seen before. I already showed you guys a bunch of stuff that you'd never seen before.
Yeah.
What we're doing right now, you hadn't really seen.
Okay.
Oh, talk about in real life. I'd have to think about that. So the other thing before we go here, it was asked that someone was trying to figure out how light switches work. So let's go over that before we go today. So I'm going to load Penthouse because this has got a great example of some. So if we go into the bathroom here, go ahead and re-enable the bathroom. Boom. Must be a different bathroom. Oh, there we go. Okay. So did they do something really weird and jank? Yeah, they did. They don't need to do that. Why did they do it like that? That's just confusing.
What they do?
For some reason, they tied it to dispatchers, which is not necessary.
Huh.
Maybe it was done.
Does Full House have light switches since that map was like pretty much redone in a sense?
What map?
Full House.
I don't
I don't
think
know.
so, just because the multiplayer map probably wouldn't. I don't think they would have bothered with the multiplayer map.
Yeah.
Okay, they did something weird again.
They being 3D realms?
Yeah.
Huh.
Also, just goes to show you how much they were learning about what they were doing while they were doing it.
Oh yeah, for sure. And like there are probably like maybe performance reasons we're not thinking about why they would do things like that. Like, because remember, like hardware at the time.
Yeah. Oh boy, I'm not gonna acknowledge that comment in chat.
Nope. Smooth. It. Listen, chat doesn't show up in the video. It's fine.
Yeah, something like that.
I just saw the chat. Uh,
I could be horrible all by myself.
No, it's still not here.
I mean, we've got Motel. We can put it in there.
Okay. Oh my god, my voice is going. I'm like 99% over whatever virus caught me last week. And I'm still hoping that like my coughing and spluttering isn't come across on mic because I've been like trying to like mute every time. I just like
I mean, it came through a little bit there, but that's okay.
okay. Like just coughing nonstop during this stream.
Oh, I now know why it's like this, because they also make it so this texture changes when you turn the lights off.
Oh, that makes sense.
But in theory, with this light switch, all you would need to do, a very, very simple method of it, is just to take the sequence toggle here and you would set it to true, and then you would set the off sequence to the event name of the trigger light, and then you would set the on sequence to the name of the trigger light. This is the same way that, like, if we open up another map with a switch, which is casino. If we go to like back here into the security room, you can see in here.
He says, "Wump, stop, please." Doctor pronouns.
This works
Oh
through
my goodness.
something different.
Yeah, we're definitely hitting the limits.
I can talk about the origins of the human model that I've made. That could get horrible.
Oh, you mean
boy.
the one, the animation you showed?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's save that. Let's save that. Because we want to use that somewhere really cool.
Well, you know what?
Oh no, I
I
was going to talk
guess.
about the origins of how I modeled it because it was
Oh, okay, okay.
leftover from another project or another model.
Oh, really?
I thought the motel wasn't decorated enough.
Oh.
Yeah.
See. October. I shouldn't be surprised you do that.
Boy.
What's going on in
Oh
chat?
boy. So yeah, I guess I'm
Okay.
mistaken. I apologize. I thought
You-
the light
you
switches
say that?
worked
Oh my
in the same
God.
manner that the other switches work, but they don't appear to work in the same
Wump, you
manner that the other
glorious
switches work.
bastard.
So
Man, but didn't devise a fucking
yeah,
problem.
I'll just
Oh,
It's happening
Oh.
again.
Okay. We should,
incoming.
we should just call it.
Just call it, man.
that's fair.
We're dying.
Yeah.
Squirtle, I'm dying.
Yeah. Did it actually drop again?
Yeah.
Yup.
Okay.
You're still alive.
Like people can hear me.
Oh, the loading wheel disappeared.
Oh.
All right. Well. Oh man. I just
All right.
see Wump going off in chat. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Just one of those.
Okay.
If I can be heard in any manner, thank you for joining us.
Oh,
And
back.
we
Yeah, you're back.
oh, okay, perfect, great. We're back for
Yeah.
at least just the
Yeah.
ending here. Thank you everybody for joining us. We're gonna call it there because we're having stream issues, and yeah, it's kind of the natural end of it anyways. So keep it easy.
Yep.
Thanks for joining us.
Yep. See you next month.
Yeah, see you next month.
Around.